presentation on Oedipus The King. Last time we already talked about who the author was and also the Antigone. So for those who weren't there, I'm going to do a little recap. And so the story takes place in Thebes, and Oedipus' parents are Jocasta and Laius, I think that's how you pronounce it. And he killed his father and then married his mother, which is discovered a few years later after he asked his brother-in-law, Creon, to go find a seer to solve the plague. So after a series of events, we found out that Oedipus did in fact kill his father, and that we also discovered that the woman he married is his mother. He had 4 children with her, including Antigone. So during Kamal's presentation, he mentioned the possible themes of the story. We had faith, destiny, truth, gods, and pride. So what I would like to ask you today is, considering all the things that happened, what are your thoughts on faith? Is it possible to escape it, or is it just like something we can't help?
I believe it's something that you can't help.
My big thing is none of it would have happened if they hadn't told the prophecies. They wouldn't have tried to get rid of him. They wouldn't have tried to go, nail his feet to the ground somewhere and have him killed if they hadn't been told the prophecy. So just the act of knowing the prophecy made the prophecies come true.
Yeah.
Isn't that something like fate? You don't know where fate would take you, though, right?
But is it fate if they hadn't bothered to tell him? I'm
just saying I don't know, because you don't know. It's like saying if I wouldn't have crossed the street or something like that. You just don't know where fate can take you. Fate is what's going to happen.
I kind of agree with both, but like I see what you're saying in the sense that sometimes, like when people are told you have cancer, they prepare themselves for death. So they kind of choose their own fate because they've heard and they've accepted that they're sick. You know what I mean? Yeah. So maybe if they didn't hear it, then didn't hear it, then.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone else? Yes.
I agree with her, because if you think something, more likely it's going to happen. And
Right.
if you had no idea,
Your thoughts can
thoughts can
affect. Exactly.
The mind is stronger than faith.
Yeah. Sometimes you can think about something long enough, the thought can kill you. You think that you don't like something and it's really, really bad, this particular food, and just the thought of what you're doing, thoughts can hurt you. I agree.
Okay. Well, doing some research, I found someone who thought otherwise. He believed that if Oedipus hadn't been arrogant, this wouldn't have happened. He should have also thought twice about marrying a woman that was like twice his age.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Well, that's like in this case, like
I think you need to think about that point. Stop. I think you need to think about that point.
You should have thought twice about marrying someone that was twice his age.
I don't think Cougar came from 2,000 years ago. But no, in fact, it was not unusual. So that's actually not correct, or in the sense we need to think about it more, because how did marriage happen in the ancient world?
It was arranged
sometimes.
sometimes.
He became the king against marrying the queen. There wasn't like oh, I really like you, let's marry now.
It was arranged?
And bloodline according to your what type of family you came from, rich married rich, and that was just it.
Good,
right?
Good, that's exactly right. What else though?
Well, it's also, if he hadn't married her, he wouldn't have been able to secure his throne.
How old were they married?
I was slave teenagers.
young.
Like 11.
Yeah. and there
like
goes
pre-pubescent.
and that goes
right?
with to say how nothing's new under the sun, because there's still certain cultures that do that. Who are they? That live 3, 4 wives, 11 years, 12 years. They still do that. It's just a little more secluded.
So we have to be careful that we don't use our modern perceptions of how we think things should be and apply them to the ancients. Okay? Because then we would be making mistakes.
Amen.
Okay, keep going. Good.
Well, I just think that he might have had better luck if he just stayed at home, even if
Don't come out the house, huh?
No, I mean, like,
Can't get
if
in
he
trouble.
hadn't just, like, abandoned his parents, instead of just thinking that he was going to kill the ones that raised him in Corinth, he could have just stayed with them or tried to find out who his real parents were. Then he wouldn't have to kill anyone. And then, an interesting fact that I found in my research is that this story is associated with King David's story, the Jewish king in the Bible. They're similar in the way that they both rose to power after freeing the people, and then they later resigned and fell from grace from the interference of a third party. And I also have another question for you. Now that you know Oedipus' story, has your view of on Antigone changed?
Her daddy brother.
Her daddy.
Because basically everyone in the family died. So do you think they're just like paying for the sins of their parents or some curse?
Definitely seems like a curse, because not every family goes through the same stuff that they did. But I don't know. I mean, fate definitely seemed terribly and strongly tied to their family in general.
Family ties.
So
There's definitely
Yeah, it says in the book that there were 3 missing books
Yes.
from both that took place before Oedipus that went to the story of his parents and why the possibility of the curse, but because they don't have all the details, they don't know. So it could just be, even before Oedipus, it sounded like this was a long-term curse.
Well, my view on Antigone has changed. I think because all her life, everything was controlled by fate, by God, even by her parents. When she tried to bury her brother, she just wanted some sense of control on how she wanted her family to be buried or how she wanted to die. Because she did kill herself. It wasn't decided for her.
Right.
So you said you look at her differently now because of this?
Yes.
And how did you look at her before? How did you view her
First I thought
before?
she was very stupid.
And now
Her
you
brother
give
was
her,
already dead. Dying wouldn't have really solved anything.
and you thought there was no, you didn't see the family tie in wanting to bury her brother in honor, but now you do? Is that what you're saying? Okay.
And that's it.
Thank you.
Thank you.